got the storyboard from the agency, and I looked at it, and it sounded, it looked pretty simple. It looked pretty basic. It was like, there's a car crash, and while it's crashing, we hear all this information about what GM has discovered. And I got on the phone with the agency, and they said, well, except it's in reverse. So I had to really reverse engineer it and really work on it and figure out the out points in my edit to make sure that they completed each other. And it was incredibly challenging. And then I sent it to the editor, all the footage, and I said, you're gonna have a hard time with this because, and he said, no, I'll just assemble it and play it backwards. I say, yeah, try it. He called me and he said, holy crap, it doesn't work. So I said, no, I shot the right shots. You'll be able to figure it out. So it was a mind bender from day one, and shooting it was an extreme challenge. I did a rough calculation, and I figured out, I told the client, I think we're going to destroy 8 cars doing this commercial, and he said, why? And I took him through the shots and how I needed new cars for fresh angles. Otherwise, I'd be doing take 2 with another beat up car. I need take 2 with a good car, So he said, okay, 8 cars. So he got me 8 cars. And the first shot of the day, the cars crashed, and he looked at me and he said, that car wasn't supposed to crash, was it? I said, no. And he just said, okay. He took his coffee and he said, 9 cars. The weather forecast was good for 3 of the days, and it was going to rain hard on 1 of the days. And in this case, I knew that weather change was going to drastically affect the look. So I went to the agency and the client, and a brave client, which is awesome. The client knew me because I'd done other spots for GM, and I went to them and I said, the smartest thing we could do would be to shoot this in black and white. I said, it doesn't matter to the story. It's dramatic, and it'll save our butt later. It's going to look better because the weather is going to be ugly. I'm proud of the look of it, that it became a cinematic piece as well as an action. It looks cinematic, and the black and white was, I think, helps it in a bunch of ways. And it's one of those things where black and white scares people. Clients, like, I'm spending all this money on black and white, but it actually helps this story, and it didn't matter. It wasn't about there's no product. The product is a concept. GM thinks progressively. So Neil McOstrich, a creative guy that that wrote the spot from Clean Sheet agency, he had hired me years ago to do a Bauer commercial. One of the things that struck me was, Jonathan Taves, the hockey player in it, is he's incredible. They call him Captain Serious. He's 25. He was like 26 years old, but he has the spirit of a 40-year-old. He's so serious and so together and so buttoned up. He's a great leader. When Neil sent me the storyboard, it was a very simple storyboard. It was just a big maple leaf on a piece of paper. On one sheet, it was a maple leaf made out of people, and the next sheet was just a maple leaf. And I realized that all the veins in the maple leaf led right to the stem. And if we put Jonathan at the stem, then all these veins, all these people that helped him along the way, it all leads right to him, and he becomes the focal point of the stem. And that's sort of how I won the job, really. I called Neil and I said, this is so obvious to me, and he was just like, oh, wow, yeah, okay. There was a couple of things that were very challenging. We wanted it to be authentic. We didn't want to just fill the seats with people that extras. He knew he was filming a commercial for Canadian Tire. He knew it was about him and his family. He did not know all those people were going to be there for him. He did not know that the whole structure of it. His mother is his manager, and his mother kept it from him. We talked to her ahead of time, and we kept it all a surprise. She helped us find all those people. So all those people are real people in his life. They're real coaches, real teachers, real rink people who work with him, real fitness, real nutritionists, real doctors. So anyway, so now on cue, everything's ready to shoot. My producer says we're ready. So Jonathan got changed into his hockey gear, and I walked out with him into the arena. And for the first time, he turned the corner. For the first time, he saw those 300, 200 some odd people in the shape of the maple leaf, and he just stood there and went, wow. It was really a special moment and heartwarming because he was touched. He was really touched, and the camera move. You know, we had rehearsed it so many times, so we knew the timing. We knew the exact move. We knew our end position for the crane. So we did that a few times, and we only needed Jonathan for maybe 2 hours. He stayed for, I want to say, 8 or 9 hours, and he was really only supposed to be there for 2. The Canada Post spot came to me, and frankly, I was surprised that I got that board because it's not what I typically do. You know, people don't usually look at my work and say, well, let's do some people sitting at a table or people, you know, working at a counter. Usually it's, there should be some explosion in the background or something going on. But so I got the board and I was like, I was very pleased I got it because it was something new for me. It's not something I normally do. Real people, real emotion, real, you know, but what the commonality that spot brings with other things is there's a story to be told. I was happy to attack a spot like that. That was a little different and a little calmer than what I normally do. And I attack challenges like that the same way I'd attack other spots. I want to make sure it looks good. I want to make sure the performances are good. It's funny, commercials are a little different than a long format, because a long format, people get a chance to grow and change an arc and move along, and you see them grow, you see them evolve. In 30 seconds and 60 seconds is not so much about acting. More often than not, the person I cast is the person. Like that person walks in and it's like, that's them. You don't have a lot of time to evolve this arc. You don't have a lot of time to watch personalities change. So what the personality you see in that spark of a second that they're on screen, that's what you got. So in the Canada Post spot, I wanted to make sure that I cast people that were the characters, and there was, you know, that it's not a stretch for them to be standing there, and it's not a big acting job. It's their character is that person. Respecting the intelligence of the viewer is a big thing I like to do. It's a fight agencies have and directors have constantly with doing commercials. Is there's an urge to overtell the story and to have the product up here for 30 seconds the whole time, you know. And the truth of the matter is, the more you respect the viewer, the more they appreciate it, and they're not going to shut you off. So that's a big deal. Let the consumer fill in the blanks. You don't have to tell them everything.